Good morning, Nigeria. You're listening to Goldig 97.5 FM. And this is Let's Talk Nigeria, the show where we examine world events, local realities, and the lessons we can draw to build a better nation. I am Moya Steving.
And I am Paul Oblomugbasa.
Today's issue is a stirring one. We're looking at the recent Nepal Uprising where Gen Zs toppled the government. What lessons can Nigeria learn from it? Under the glare of global attention, Nepal has become the stage of a youth-led revolution. Gen Z activists, young people, digitally connected, tired of status quo, stepped into the fray, protesting corruption, elitism, restrictions on freedom, and government overreach. What started with outrage over a ban on social media platforms quickly swelled into nationwide demonstrations. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigned, Parliament was dissolved, and Nepal's political elites scrambled to respond. An interim government was formed, and a demand for accountability, transparency, and structural change now dominates the public discourse. Young people in Nepal have shown that even in deeply entrenched systems of privilege and inertia, pressure from organized, principled, digitally savvy youth can force institutions to shift. Platforms like Instagram, Discord, TikTok, Facebook, digital spaces once mocked or dismissed have become tools of civic mobilization. Protesters refuse to allow the movement to be co-opted by traditional party politics. They demanded change with courage, with strategy, and in many cases at a cost.
Yes, at a cost. It was something very defining. So what relevance does this have for Nigeria? We have a large youth population, growing awareness, plenty of dissatisfaction, whether it's over governance, economic hardship, corruption, infrastructure deficits, or limited opportunities. There's a reason for someone to be very disgruntled. We see rising frustration with elites who seem distant from the daily realities of many citizens. We too are no strangers to digital communication, to social media organizing, to the idea that the new generation may no longer accept being spectators. Is there something Nigeria can learn from Nepal's example about how young people can demand more, how accountability can no longer be optional, how democratic spaces must adapt?
So to help us explore this, we have with us today Mr. Nathaniel Okeke. He's an analyst, youth development advocate, of course, and a commentator who has been following both regional and global youth movements, including the Nepal Uprisings. Thank you so much, Mr. Okeke.
It's a pleasure.
Mr. Okeke will help us unpack Nepal's uprising in detail, what triggered it, how Nepal's Gen Zs organized themselves, which tactics worked or failed, and what lessons are learnt. We will discuss how to channel youth discontent into constructed reforms, the role of digital tools and social media, how citizens can ensure political accountability, and how governments might respond proactively rather than reactively. Also, what are the risks? Violent backlash, sabotage of movements, co-option on fulfilled promises. To you, our listeners, your voice is key. Have you seen youth activism making real change locally? Do you believe Nigeria is ripe for similar movements? Ones that press beyond protests into policy, accountability, and transformation? When the time comes, we will expect you to call in, tweet, or send a message. Stay with us. It promises to be a powerful and reflective conversation because, of course, you know what it is. It's Let's Talk Nigeria. Okay, so let's start this way, Mr. Nathaniel Okeke. For those who may not have been following, could you briefly describe what actually happened in Nepal? Who was involved? What sparked the protests? And what toppling the government really meant?
All right. For those who do not know, Nepal is a country bordered by China and India. And it would be so simplifying to say that it is the ban on social media platforms that resulted to what is now the revolution, because I don't call it an uprising, I call it a revolution, because we can see the results. Yes, initially it was the ban of social media platforms, about 26 of them, because they said they didn't follow due processes in registering those platforms. And then from what I gathered, the government, led by PK Shamaoli, said he made a call for those platforms to be duly registered, but such calls were neglected. So he placed a ban on the social media platforms, and the youth were angry. And like you said, the Gen Z, they are not like the elderly who would say, okay, let us go about it the simple way, the dialogue way. Everything can be violent. So they started by ranting on social media, protesting on social media, and then before you know it, it became a nationwide protest. And then vandalization, destruction of property. You can see that the Senate House was burnt, the Supreme Court was burnt, and some houses of politicians have also been burnt. And I learned so far about 30 or more persons died, and more than 100 persons also were injured. It's been there, but for now there is a calm, especially since the inception of the interim government led by Shushali Kaki, the former Chief Judge of Nepal.
You know, when you say this thing, some persons, I like the fact that you talked about the banning, because that was what was brought forth at first, the banning. I want to just ask, is it just a banning, or that there were deeper structural problems that trigger this kind of organic movement? Like you say, the revolution. Like we also saw that in Kenya. It happened in Kenya too as well. Was it just a banning, or the banning was like a trigger to the different other problems that were seen by the youths in Nepal?
Okay, to me, you have already answered the question. It was a trigger for many decades of suppression, unemployment, economic stagnation, nepotism, and many other issues that had lingered before that time. So it was just, a trigger. So the banning on social media platforms was just a trigger to it. And like I always say, you cannot beat a child and expect him not to cry. And you cannot act in a certain way and then dictate to another how to react. So the government have been so reluctant. I was even reading an article yesterday, and then I saw that the unemployment rate as at February this year was about 20.8%. That is for youths between the ages of 15 and 25. And then you see the poverty rate also, 23% or even more, looking at their index way of measuring these statistics. So a lot of things had been under carpet. So this was just a trigger. Many other things had happened. People had cried out, human rights activists were everywhere talking and criticizing the government, but they didn't want to listen. It's so sad that it affected KP Oli, because he's just been there for a few months. He's not even lasted for years. But, some policies and some actions that governments take or make can trigger some of these things, just like we've seen in Nepal. It happened in Bangladesh in 2024. Even you also hear about Sri Lanka's 2022 uproar and uprising. Mm-hmm. There were similar cases, and they were all youths. In all these instances, they were youths. The youths are no longer, ready to endure the excesses of government, and they just think that, okay, we can just wake up and make policies and get away with it. So it was not just the ban on social media platforms. There were many others, like the nepotism I have mentioned, the economic stagnation, favoritism, and many other issues.
Okay, so looking at Nigeria's demographics, because I'm concerned about Nigeria, right? We want to learn something. So the question is, what lessons can Nigeria learn from it? Looking at Nigeria's demographics, demographics rather, do you see parallels between our youth and Nepal's in terms of frustration with governance?
Permit me to laugh. Yeah, I do. You see, like I said earlier, you cannot beat a child and expect the child not to cry. Our youths in Nigeria are frustrated. I am even shocked that it didn't start with our country, Nigeria. Yes, I am shocked because I was looking at the unemployment rates for those between the ages of 15 and 25, and then I found out that from the National Bureau of Statistics, as at 2020, it was 53.4%. I don't know what measures they have deployed, National Bureau of Statistics, to say. I think they have changed the method of calculating the rate of unemployment, poverty, and all of that, and then I'm saying 6.4% or thereabout. If you listen to what Mbacho said, and even his paper, 2025, Mbacho, he said, we don't agree with the statistics that was put forward by the National Bureau of Statistics on our poverty index, on our unemployment index, and all of that. That they should bring back the real method of checking these things and see that there is actually an increase. So what he's arguing is that there's an increase. So we see this frustration also in our youth. But like I would always say, we have a saving grace. Many of the youths, it's not that it is good, but they don't bother about what government do because many of them are self-employed. And like you, I may want to say, many of our youths are also involved in some kind of, a level of personal development. You see, content creation everywhere. You see skit making everywhere. You see, some persons would even say some are even into internet fraud. That is their own opinion. But I'm saying also that a lot of activities that engage our youths from day to day have even made them to, stay a little bit calm, because this frustration is higher here. It's higher here. Every day you see people graduating from school, no jobs anywhere. People are tired. People are committing suicide. People are jumping into the lagoon because there's no job. So people are tired. So I see similar frustration. But what I'm also seeing is that time is drawing near. The time where the youth will stand up.
Because definitely not everyone will venture into the content creation and everything. So but then Paul.
I still remember that during President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure, there was a time he wanted to. It was even Twitter that they banned, and the answers, if I remember correctly, answers morphed into the organic thing that he was on Twitter. Started with Twitter, and let's meet here, and things like that. But what role do you think that the social media can really play in this? Because it's for Nepal story, was banned. That's why they came out and they're angry. What role do you think that the social media would play, where that the youth could in Nigeria could channel the energy into proper call for their rights and the right things to be done, rather than escalating and going to the streets for destructions?
What we are doing here this morning is a traditional media. I bet you we have social media platforms that have millions of views per hour. I mean millions, not thousands of views per hour. Social media is such a powerful tool. There is an issue going on between Omoyole Sowore and the DSS. And it is because of a tweet he made about the president. He called outrightly the president a criminal. And the DSS came after him. Even the federal government is on his necks. Delete that post or ban your account. I think he's being deliberate. He's being deliberately stubborn to say, no, we have our rights. We have the right to say our opinions, to air our opinions. You cannot, beat us and tell us not to cry. Or even how to cry. So the social media is so powerful. I didn't even know that, the president went to a country and said corruption was over. But I saw it on social media. And this thing was everywhere and nobody knew until people started saying, Omole to Showore posted something about the president being a criminal, and it was social media that made, in fact, majority of the people I have discussed this issue with to know that such a thing existed. Meanwhile, this thing was discussed on Arise News, Channels News, and even other media platforms. I believe maybe even here. But it didn't spark that fire. But because it was posted on social media, people started tweeting it or retweeting. Have you seen that tweet by Omoyele Sowore? He called the president a criminal? In fact, he's out to defend it and all of that. Social media is very powerful. And it is so powerful that everything that happens here, people outside this country get to see it. In fact, even before some of us who are here, if something is broadcast in a radio station or a TV station, there is a limit to, the coverage. But social media has no limit.
No wonder these days the traditional media also adopt the social media as well, because right now we're also streaming live
Of course.
on Facebook.
Yes.
So that people outside this country can also watch and see and contribute to the conversation.
Yeah, the social media is really a powerful force. It's a powerful force and a powerful tool at that. And can be used. In fact, the audience to which you can reach is not limited. Not bound by geography, not bound by, tribe or anything.
Now, some Nigerians feel that protests rarely lead to concrete reforms. We can see what happened with the NSAS in 2020. There was, whatever. But then it didn't lead to anything. Nothing changed. Perhaps the change of the SARS, it actually happened.
Including the end hunger protests that happened last year too.
So what did Nepalese youth do differently that gave their movement leverage? Is it because of the destruction or the length at which they went in destroying the parliament, burning down the parliament, and some political offices, buildings, or something like that? Is it the length they went?
Yeah, and also, please, just to add, is it also because that they chose not to go along party lines? Because for us, we're already being divided along those things.
By religion?
Yep.
And parties, of course, region as well.
All right. One problem we have here in Nigeria is, especially when it concerns protest, is the politicization of these things. It is easily hijacked by the elite members of society. What I think is, in 2020, the youth decided not to go violent. And I wrote a poem about that we were bearing the country's flags, yet we died. We held up the flag saying that those who carry the flag are those who carry the country, yet they killed us in the country. And in our death, the country died. But I tell you, a time is coming when the youth will go violent. There is a level to which people can swallow certain things from people. And that time is very near. The youth didn't go violent because they decided to be civil enough. And if you listen to the call of the youth, it was, let the president come out and address us. They didn't say, we want to burn the Senate House, we want to burn the Supreme Court, we want to burn Asorok. No, they said, let the president come out and address us. We have issues. You can see the outline of issues. It was not just for SARS to be suspended because people were dying. There were other issues, corruption-related issues, economic stagnation, unemployment, poverty. So there were many issues. But they said, let's be civil. We can do this thing. People came out, celebrities came out, people came out, they were ready to fund these things. They gave money, they gave, food, and they said, let's be civil. But I tell you, a time will come when no one will be able to tell the youth what to do. And I tell you, they are watching. Like I said, it has happened in Kenya. It has happened in Sri Lanka. It has happened in Bangladesh. Now Nepal. Nigeria is getting towards that era where people will say, we are no longer going to tolerate these people, and we are not going to toe towards party line, religious line. We are just going to be Nigerian youth, and we are going to fight our cause. Because the time will come when the people will take their own matters into their own hands, and nobody will be able to stop them. Our youths are even becoming apolitical. If you can see, if you listen to the trends now, no, everybody is telling you, no, let's leave these people, they are all the same. So the orientation is building. Their horizons about what the political elites are doing to us are building up. And a time will come when they will take matters into their own hands. And I tell you, it may be worse than what we are saying today.
Well, the Gen Z, this protest was actually led by the Gen Zs in Nepal. Do you think the Nigerian Gen Zs are, interested in things like this, or interested in the politics of the country? Because for more indication, it's like the Gen Zs are more focused on other things, maybe entertainment and all of that, rather than politics or the situation that is plaguing the country.
The first question you would even ask is, who are those suffering the unemployment? The Gen Zs. Who are those suffering the economic stagnation? The Gen Zs. Who are those suffering the wrong policies of government? The Gen Zs. They are the ones graduating from schools these days. They are the ones suffering unemployment. They are the ones hawking in the streets. And they are getting tired. I hear a lot of talks here and there. Some people are saying, no, these people are giving to social media. You go on TikTok, they are everywhere, so they don't even have time for politics. It's a lie. I remember the last time when I came here and a statement was put forward and said, the youths do not read. I said it's a lie. That what we should be talking about is, what are they reading? They read. They are on social media. Do you want to tell me that they are not seeing what is happening in Nepal? They are seeing. And they are also seeing. And many of them have been challenged. They just need something that will trigger that. It may just be one policy, one careless policy by the government. I tell you, in as much as I don't subscribe to violence, but I tell you, I keep saying this, there will come a time where the people will say, enough is enough. You have pushed us to the wall and we want to revolt. And when they come, even the government will not be able to stand them. I know what Nigerian youths can do. I know what Nigerian youths can do. If we want to do a thing, we are excellent in everything we do. If we want to do it, we will do it. Like somebody was asking me, he said, the military and all of those people, they'll come out and how many can they kill? Do you know the population of this country? In fact, 80% of the population of this country are within this range of the Gen Zs, between 15 and 25. We have 80 million people who are between that ages. Then between 25 to... So what are you saying? They are the same people who are suffering these things. And they are watching. They are seeing the presidents and the governor's children going to school abroad. They are seeing them, some are buying cars, wearing Rolex watches that cost, millions of naira. They are seeing. Some of them, if you see their posts, you see what they say about those things. So it's not as if they are reacting.
And that's exactly what the Nepalese Gen Zs...
So they're waiting for something to trigger that.
In all of these conversations, how did the Arab Spring happen? A particular guy went to sell bread in market, and his ware was confiscated by the government, and he burnt himself in protest.
Yes.
And it led to massive unseating
national unrest. Yes.
Not just in the region, the Middle East. Now, when these things happen, when a movement topples a government and the movement does not have a leader, do you see scenarios where political actors want to just take charge of this thing? Because remember, the NSAS, the government asked, there was nobody that was a leader, direct leader, because everybody wanted to be safe, somewhat, somehow. But when a movement like this, when something happens and that trigger occurs and they topple the government, do you see that some people could come and take over?
Okay, let's even look at what happened in Nepal. When they were asked, who are your leaders? They said, we don't have leaders. And Baneya and Jesui came out and said, we are the leaders of the protest, but the people denied them. Two persons came out. And Baneya, he said, no, I and Jesui, we are the leaders of... They said, no, we don't have a leader. These are the things we want. One, said, we need an interim government. Two, suspension of parliamentarians. And then three, we need to revisit our constitution. And they achieved that. I don't know if you heard that after the fight, because the major protest started on the 8th of September. But in fact, the climax of it was on the 9th of September. When they burnt the Parliament House, burnt the Supreme Court House, what happened? The military came. I was discussing with some persons and they said, no, Nigerian military is so corrupt, they cannot do anything. It's a lie. They know what to do. But these people are under the executive arm of government. Somebody is still there giving orders. When there is no longer commander-in-chief, the military will come forward. And they know what to do. Look, and somebody was even saying, how come they brought, an old woman, a retired chief judge, to come and preside over the interim government? I said, like you said, they didn't say we want to lead our country. That was not one of the agenda. They didn't say we want to lead a country. They said we want change, and change they've got. And I can tell you, there is calm in Nepal, and decisions, in fact, there are meetings everywhere. People are now saying, what do we do to put the country in a proper path so that we can go the right direction? What do we do? How do we go about it? Because these people, if they come back, it may be worse than this. In fact, as it is, we all are not safe.
You know why they kind of succeeded? They were not afraid of death.
And that is why.
Nepal, the Gen Zs of Nepal.
Like I said, more than 30 persons are already dead.
Is that applicable to Nigeria?
Why not? In the NSAS, didn't we die?
Because many people argue that Nigerians don't want to. No one wants to die.
Basically, because
so they stay back.
Like you said, I think the NSAS matter was getting a lot of traction because it was organic, and it was getting serious until that incident at the toll gate.
Yeah,
and that Lekki toll gate thing just drove many people into the house, away. You understand? So, and suddenly, whether I would like it or not, some do not even remember the names of the people that have passed that. So it was as though the government or the passing government of the or things that happened was to stifle and bring people and just shut people down. So that's why the question is coming.
So that succeeded in Nigeria.
Yes.
The stifling, whatever, because of the death of some people. But the death of those people in Nepal did not stop the young people in Nepal.
I've also seen in Kenya too.
So what's the difference between Nepal and Nigeria in that context?
Do you even think that if the Nigerian youths who went out to protest, if they were bearing arms, that the military would have come out in the way they did against them? Who said Nigerians are not ready to die? Everyone knows that revolution will cost lives. Everyone knows, even the Gen Zs. Don't underrate them. They know. They know that if we are ready to take up this thing, it may cost lives. And I tell you, there are people who are ready to die. Someone made a post yesterday and he said, when they are ready, I am ready. A young man of, I think he should be 23, 24. And somebody was saying, you have not even enjoyed your life. You are not married. You are not. He said, what is here to be enjoyed? So if we die, we die. Within me, I said, this is the spirit. Some of us are ready. How many can they kill? We are not even interested in being immortalized because we know that this country does not celebrate her heroes. But I say the time is coming when the people will say, we will no longer bear the flags, we will bear arms. We will no longer tolerate the excesses of government. We will burn, they will not just burn. Something happened, sorry to say this, we're on air. Somebody told me, said, if you give me, if I was given 10 million naira and given a bomb, a time bomb, to go to Babangida's book launch, I would have killed everybody there. I said, what would you do with 10 million naira? He said, what I would do is, I'll just move my mother out of this country. I said, I was thinking you say you want to buy a house, buy a car. He said, no, I love my mom. She's all I've got. So I'll just move her out of this country and I'll go there, kill all of them and die. I was touched. That is to tell you that people are ready. People are ready to die for a cause.
Okay,
they believe it. I don't know if you've been to the north.
I did my secondary school in the north. I grew up there. So
If you see the resilience when they protest, when they bear arms and come out, if you like, carry AK-47, carry all the rifles in the world and fix them. When they are coming in their numbers.
Okay.
And even you will retreat.
Because you made mention of the north. During the NSAS, the North did not participate because the narrative was pushed to them.
Exactly.
That they were trying to topple their brother.
That's the point. That's what we're talking about, the partisan thing.
So already, the elites already are divided these people, the youths
of Nigeria,
along
ethnic
lines, partner lines, religious lines. And a friend of mine said Nigerians suffer from collective amnesia because we forget easily. But also, just to ask, do you think that when things like this happen, do you think the government of the day, at any given time, do you think they see these things, they learn that they want to get better?
Because that's where we are going to. What lessons we're going to learn from?
Lessons I'm going to learn,
especially the Nigerian elites.
So
from the Nepal situation.
Yes. What things do you think they could do and put in place to really quell that passion for, in case push comes to shove, we could do anything?
Okay, let's look at what you just said about the North and then being sold the narrative that it was to topple their brother. I thought that the NSAS movement would be the only movement where the youth will be in accordance, in agreement, and so organic. But when I saw the 2023 election, I had hopes, and I still have hopes, that something can still happen. I was looking at the votes garnered by Mr. Peter Obi, and I said, wow, he got these votes from the North. I thought they said to us that the Northerners are not ready to support an Igbo man to be president. How come? These people are reading. These people are advancing. We are no longer in the days where, look, 2020 is not 2025. People have learned. Who is championing the cause of Peter Obi? A Northerner. We have people who now speak their own languages to them to tell them, look, the time has come. I was listening to Erufai talk to the Northerners, the youth, about the 2027 election. And you needed to see their reactions. This is their own brother talking to them. Some people were making faces. Some people were, in fact, people were walking away. And a friend of mine who was by me just said, it's like they didn't pay these ones. I said, my brother, they don't need to be paid.
Let's open the phone line right now because we have really spoken intelligently and brilliantly at this moment, but we want to hear from you. It's going to be you all the way. And yes, please keep your comments very brief so that we have a lot of people who can contribute to the conversation. 0707-747-1522, 0912-000-1975. We are looking at the Nepal uprisings. Well, I guess the Nepal revolution. What lessons can Nigeria learn from it? That's the question we are asking this morning. We are also on Facebook, 97.5 Golding FM. If we can't get you to speak, we can hear you and read your comments on social media. Please head on Facebook and do that right away. Good morning.
No, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Golding FM. My name is Ali Cross, Hospital Joshua.
Thank you, Ali Kosi. Go ahead.
Yes, first of all, I want to appreciate your guest there in the studio. Yes, you see the current challenge what we are passing through now, we have a lack of a leadership problem in this country because when you look, the foundation of this country started very well. At the end of the day, this current leader, they are trying to collapse everything. Look at how they are mentioning the lack of empowerment. Look at the lack of performance for the different sectors. Look at the education system are falling because their children, they are flying them to abroad to go and school. Health system is very poor. The road say is damaged. So what we are expecting our youth to do, the problem what we are facing in this country is tribalism. And the religion tribalism enter everywhere. I want to just gather mobilize protest. This one is my brother. He's from the north. I cannot join the protest. Based on say they can tabulate the government. This one is my brother in the west. I cannot be in the part of the protest. This is very wrong. If the youth of this country they can unite, I'm telling you this order they are calling them National Assembly. They will run because their population not reach the poor people population in this country. What will come out in the mass number? I'm telling you, no any security apparatus in this country. How many people can shoot that? If you shoot, say maybe your family member, they can part of the killing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, yes, you just keep it very, very civil, and let the conversation be very civil. We'll appreciate you. We'll appreciate you, but make sure you keep it very civil. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name's still Mensa Pere, reporting from Nepal.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, I greet our guests in the house.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, I admire your spirit. Keep it up, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, that is the spirit of Nigerians. Well, like our brother of blessed memory said, Fela and Nicola Pukuti. You see, he said, nobody wants to die. Because you get mama for house, I get the king for house. Nobody wants to die. And like it's been said upstairs there, nobody wants to die, but everybody wants to go to heaven. These are just illustrations. Looking at the scenario from this realistic perspective. Just like the NSAS issue we are talking about right now. You see, it is being hijacked by the elite. For them, they think they have gotten our passwords as youth. But a day will come when this password will be hacked. Will hack this password. They have gotten our take this case in Bayelsa, for instance, during the hunger strike. As the youth were protesting, there were counter youths that were paid, turning bottles and weapons against the original youth. They were demonstrating civilly because of hunger. So these are the scenarios we are looking at. But I think a day will come when all this quagmire and brouhaha will come to an end. Thank you this morning.
Thank you very much, Perry. Take more calls. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Paul Moy.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, thank you. I is concerned.
Okay, please go ahead.
Well, thank you. Thank good one. Revolution to come someday. But to me, I don't see that revolution being feasible in the country Nigeria. Because I think they already the leaders or the followers able to instill in us or call the deceived tendency. The youth today, probably they may be reading, they may be seeing, but they don't have that ability to institute what we call revolution. Because this is just beyond the understanding. At some point, Obasanjo told the children of these days that didn't experience the civil war not to, manage such a thing. It's as a result of revolution that the civil war took place in Nigeria. Then let's ask ourselves, till date, has that been able to make a better Nigeria? Then why Nigeria getting worse and worse? It's just beyond our understanding. What is happening in Nepal or wherever, won't be feasible. All what we are seeing is just what God wants. God is the one even shaking the country, but that you won't understand. So seeing revolution will take place. I don't think it will take place here because nobody is even ready to die. So anybody who is ready to die, will die, and at the end your situation remains same. Does that make any sense? So we are enlightened, and I don't think revolution will take place at this day and age. Thank you and good morning.
Okay, so enlightened people will continue to go through the pain. Well, that's what he's saying, because Nigerians are enlightened, and such kind of revolution cannot happen in a country like ours.
Especially when the elites have learned to weaponize poverty.
Okay. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Mr. Felix Ramaphosa.
Okay, Felix, please go ahead.
As humans and citizens of the country, yes, the way things are in this country, whosoever, just like the scripture said, that whosoever that preaches any other doctrine apart from Christ, let him be a curse. The way Nigeria is now, the way things are, whosoever that is comfortable with the way things are in this country. Anyway, I do say this always, is this. You see, the politicians, they have tried from the air to the tail. They have tried to sow discord among the people. In families, yes, brethren, among brethren, workplaces, go to our communities. Politics have so tarnished and caused a lot of division, neighborhoods, and you see. So, but to me, I always talk of positivity, positivity, yeah.
Oh, well, that's that. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
I think
NCC network.
Yeah, NCC again.
Pretty terrible this morning. I don't know why. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Naebi. I come from Opokmaklan.
Baby, fire down.
Yes, make I just go straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
As a nation in Nigeria, we dey suffer and we dey smile. And according to what the last caller just talk, nobody won't die. Now be the problem. If not, that still will happen for 2020. And the thing for start for that place. But as a not fitted place, me are not they sure see our youth them see gather that kind of morale. Thanks the government. Now make the government they take us the joke. I beg you not vex, please. I need David West's number, please. I even sent you a message, sir. Please, sir. Or their office. Yes, their office in Yenagoa, please. The CLO office.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll handle that later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pardon?
We'll handle it later. We'll handle
Yes.
it later for you.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Steven. Good
Morning.
sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Mombasa, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to the guests in the studio.
Good morning, man.
You're welcome, sir. This is Caroline calling from Nigerian.
Caroline, please go ahead.
Yes, first of all, I want to appreciate the guest for his good work. He spoke very well, and I pray may God continue to bless him and give him more wisdom to educate our youth. What I want to say, just like what Ali Rossi said, our problem in this country is tribalism and religion. You see what happened during Goodluck Jonathan. There is a general oversight. Is it Daddy G.O.? Let me put it Daddy G.O.
Yeah.
That protest during Goodluck Jonathan to stop bad leadership and order in our society. But today, we have Tinubu as a president. Tinubu is from Yoruba. And he is from Yoruba also. Compare Goodluck Jonathan religion and Tinubu regime. Compare the two. We are suffering for hardship today. No good road, no light, no water, no good school in our society today. But the man who protested during Goodluck Jonathan refused to protest for Tinubu because of tribalism. So how do you expect the youth to come out and protest for good leadership in our society? So our problem is religion and tribalism. Nobody wants to die. Just like one of the last callers said, nobody wants to die, but we want to go heaven. Who wants day front? Who wants to start the protest? And if you start the protest today, so go to this one on my brother, I no go fit join you. This one on my person, I no go fit join you. I no want die you. I get wife and children, go take care of them. Now the problem where we face for this country. But I know that a day will come that God will end bad leadership in our society. Enough is enough. We are tired of suffering. We are tired and know that God will help us. Thank you and God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Caroline. We appreciate you. We lost that. 0707 747 1522. Right, 0912-000-1975. Head on Facebook right now. We want to read out your comments in case we don't pick your calls here. Morning.
Good morning, inside this morning. I'm personal person in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I greet everybody in the studio.
Good morning.
Voice of Jacob from Opolo.
Okay, Jacob, please go ahead.
You see, our man in the studio, they have said it all. When this government came on board, what they said is change. From change, next level. And that is what we are experiencing today. Change, next level. But I'm only begging all Nigerians to just bear it. It will soon be over. Because I know that even in the Bible, there was a time a Syrian army took over everything. But it was people who they never expected when God came into that matter. It was the cripples. The cripples took the challenge and said, no, let's go, if we die, we die on. It was just the sound of their wheelchair. The Assyrian army thought that it was a very big war coming on them. They took off. And what was meant for them, they went and met it, took some to their family member. And I believe the same thing will still happen to them. The unexpected thing will happen to them because during the time of election, we share the same voters card. We have the same voters card, the same polling unit. Then the same candidate will say, let's vote for them to lead us. But instead of leading us, they are ruling us, making punishment, hunger upon us, the electorate. Today, we don't have choice. If the National Assembly, who's supposed to be a helping hand to the common man, today, if you stay in the National Assembly and make a very sincere proposal, they will suspend you. And they have used that National Green Chamber and Red Chamber to be suspending every person that want to be of a good opinion on the development of this country. But I believe one thing, that God is watching them. Today, we cannot boast of good school. We cannot boast of a good road.
All right, please. Round off. Want to have other callers.
I think, let me end up here. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a comment on Facebook.
Yes.
Quickly, we have
Peraway Baker Matthew, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, good morning to you and your guests. The Nepal protests ought to have happened in this country long ago, but as a nation, we are sitting on the keg of gunpowder. If our leaders don't change their ways, it will soon be the turn of Nigeria. Nigerian youths are ready for a forceful change. That's what it's saying. That's from Peraway
Baker.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Peraway Matthew Baker, for your comments. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my people in the studio.
Good morning to you.
Yes. My name is Elder Bishinga Samuel. I'm calling from Tere, the land of government house.
Okay, please go ahead.
Whatever thing we are saying is correct. But one day, you see, I always say, we Nigerians, we are the Israelites in Egypt for now. One day, at a given time, and the day is counting, Moses will come and rescue us, whether we like it or not. Moses will come and rescue us up from Egypt. And the time is counting. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, thank you very much for your comments. Okay. Okay, well, I think this is a message on Facebook. It said from Ime Evans. It says, good morning, 97.5 Golden FM. My name is Ime Evans, residing in Kwashia. I want to recommend your program as one of the best. Keep it up. Of course, we've been nominated for the best, the program of the year, so do the needful. So we'll bring it home, right? Thank you, Ime Evans, for it. Thank you. Oh, well, hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, my large greetings to the studio and the man and the guest.
Thank you.
Yes, this is a well thought out program, you see. It's so unfortunate that Nigerians are where we are today. You see, even God said there is time, everything in this world has time and season. This leadership crisis that we are having, in the past, little did they know that time will come when Niger Delta youths will say, with the laws we are having in our region, yet nothing to come, nothing to take home about. Our villages are one of the poorest. And the youth decided to take their destiny in their hands until Yaradua, being the head of the government, take charge of the matter. And logically, they brought it into conclusion. So nobody can say Nigerians are comfortable with what is happening as such, that nobody will be ready to die. How many of our Niger Delta youth sacrifice? And they are what they are now. So my message is, let the government be very sensitive. Trying to, because they are the helm of affairs, the senators and the leaders, because they are the helm of affairs, let them not try to underrate Nigerians. You can only talk of the past, which you know about, but in the future, nobody can tell. I rest my matter. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think will probably be the last call for today. More calls coming in. We apologize to all of you. I know you want to say something. You know, everybody wants to say something, but that time is not our friend. But as we're rounding off, let's come to our guests. You've heard all the callers. What happened in Nepal? We're juxtaposing it with the Nigerian situation. What are going to be your final thoughts before we go?
I would want to tell Nigerian leaders to do their best to bring us out of this mess. I would like to appeal to them to reconsider some of their policies, to reconsider some of their actions and decisions. Because like one of the callers said, what happened between the 3 lepers and the Assyrian armies. They said, why sit we here till we perish? Why not we go into the camp of the Assyrians, and if we die, we die. And of course, when they got there, they found out that there was nobody there. Our leaders are not beyond us. Power belongs to the people. Our politicians must know that the power does not reside with them, but power resides with us. We elected them. And even if we cannot kick them out of office through our votes, we can kick them out of office through revotes, through our actions. And it is getting towards that era. Let nobody deceive himself to say Nigerian youths are uneducated, Nigerian youths do not care about what happens in government, Nigerian youths do not give a damn about policies and decisions of government. This frustration is getting worse by the day, and the youths are getting prepared. Let nobody deceive himself or herself by saying that nobody is willing to die, nobody is willing, we can just pay them. How many people can you pay? And all this issue about religion, tribalism, and all of that they are saying, okay, they are brought, religious divisions and all of that. Touch something that affects all of us. Our common values. It started from social media, right? And the protest, engulfed the whole of the country. Something happened, let me round off with this, the rant, where a girl came out and called out the president and spoke about the difficulty and then what it takes to serve the country. It was just a mere rant, right? But the government reconsidered. I served the National Youth Corps in that era, and I was amazed to receive 77,000 naira. And I was amazed. I said, oh, so we can actually do this. When she started, because everyone was affected, so it didn't matter whether you are from the north, you're from the west, you're from the east, you're from the south. It affected everyone. So people, everybody started talking, and a lot of things are under carpet now. This one is not going to be dialogue. It's not going to be negotiation. So the earlier they realize it, the better for all of us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nathaniel Okeke, for your brilliant submissions this morning. We appreciate you, and we'll be having you regularly to discuss national issues.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so but I want to let our listeners know that all of the comments of the callers, and including our guests, are very independent of Golden 97.5 FM. And of course, we have the right to air your view, but in the midst of everything, we're all looking forward to a better Nigeria. So I just want to end by saying the fall of our government in faraway Nepal at the hands of young people is more than a news headline. It's a loud reminder that the energy, frustrations, and the voices of Gen Z can no longer be ignored in shaping nations. Nigeria has a choice to engage the youth meaningfully in governance, create opportunities, and strengthen trust in public institutions, or to learn the hard way that when doors of dialogue are shut, streets become parliament. But please, in the midst of all of this conversation, Nigeria must dialogue before discontent chooses disruption. My name is Paul Oblomogbasa. Thank you for listening.
The conversation continues on Facebook. So it's not the end. Just go there, 97.5 Golding FM, and drop your comments right there on the live stream. We will continue to interact because this is what we are made to do. But today's conversation has shown that the Nepal Gen Z uprising is more than a headline. It's a study in civic responsibility, digital organizing, and the power of young people to demand accountability. But it also reminds us that every country's context is unique. For Nigeria, the lesson is not simply to copy Nepal, but to harness our own youthful energy constructively, turning frustration into policy engagement, dialogue, and peaceful reform. When governments listen and when citizens participate responsibly, nations move forward without chaos. Change is possible, but it requires patience, strategy, and shared commitment. This has been Let's Talk Nigeria on Golding 97.5 FM, where every conversation plants the seed of a better nation. I am Moye Steving. Until next time, keep thinking, keep acting, and keep Nigeria first. Bye for now.